Hey there, Fit Fam. Welcome to the only podcast where we're breaking the mold and rewriting the rules. I'm here to debunk the myths, spill the tea, and serve a hefty dose of reality. No matter where you're at in your journey, we've got something for everybody. So buckle up because we're about to unleash the basics in the most unapologetic way possible. From shedding pounds to embracing your inner badass, I'm here to remind you that skinny is so last season and the basics are anything but boring. So grab your favorite piece of protein and your water bottle and get ready to be empowered, entertained, and educated because being a basics bitch has never looked this good. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Call Me Skinny. I hope you had an amazing weekend and start to your week. We are in the final week of launch here for Fat Loss Basics. I have new ladies hopping in. I am absolutely loving this group we have. So thank you, ladies, for hopping in. We're going to talk a little bit about this today. And you're going to maybe be surprised by the title of this podcast. And I'm hoping that if that piqued your curiosity, I want you to have a listen. But I do want to let you know that you have until Sunday. You have until Sunday to hop into Fat Loss Basics. Link is in the show notes. And I haven't really said this a lot, but there are some fun things that people are getting that are in the Fat Loss Basics that join this round specifically. I am actually creating a small mini kind of digital course on self-sabotage and food relationships. So it'll be similar to what we talk about in Fat Loss Basics, but on a very much smaller scale. For those that maybe don't understand what group coaching is, for maybe those that don't understand even what I do as a coach, we're going to talk a little bit about that today, because I have a feeling that there's a lot of people out here that are just waiting for the fire to be lit up under their ass. And I'm not here to tell you, like, you're going to be waiting fucking forever. Same kind of concept with, like, no time is the right time. It's like the time is now, right? The time is kind of now. So, awesome. So what we are going to talk about today, link is in the show notes, by the way. But yeah, if you hop into that by Sunday, you will get access to this digital mini course that I'm creating as I go through this process. So motivation. I'm sure some of you saw the title today and were like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, what the fuck? Okay. And here's what I'm going to say. This is going to constantly be me. And I constantly am talking about scope of practice and why it's so important to me to stay within my own scope of practice, which is also why it's so important for me to go get educated for bigger things than I know about, right? To continuously educate myself on things that I don't know about, that I need to learn deeper stuff with, right? And constantly investing in myself to be a better coach, to be a better human, to be a better, all these things. I am constantly doing that. And so that is why part of the, I would say, draw for clients who are willing to invest themselves is that I never ask somebody to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. If I'm asking you to make an investment in yourself, it is because I have zero problems investing in myself. In the current moment, let's see, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. Okay, so I'm currently paying almost $500 a month right now in investments in myself. Okay, this is with content. This is with business coaching, email marketing coaching, and understanding how emails work a little bit more. Something I'm not familiar with. It's something I don't know. It's a skill that I don't have. Okay, and then also a while ago, I was in this mindset certification. I talked about this a lot, and this is what I'm kind of talking about today. And so they have this, like, on the back end, you can be a part of this group, okay, where you can continue to be involved with the people that were in part of your group. You can join like this little, almost as like a little mini mind where you have a monthly call. You can go on and ask questions about clients. You can learn more. You have access still to your portals and things and all these modules that we had, like really great stuff, okay. So I would say like I have $450 or so a month into an investment of myself. So I would never ask my clients to do shit that I'm not willing to do myself, okay? But here's what I'm going to tell you, right? I think that we have gotten so far, like, as a coach in the health and wellness space is that we are looking for easy. We are looking for clients who are just ready to do all of the work and, that they're just going to come in motivated as shit. And I hate the word motivation because I don't really believe in it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what I learned during my mindset course, which I haven't really done. I haven't done a lot of this. So we're going to dive into a little bit of this nerdy shit that I learned because I think it's important. And so it got me to see a little bit of a different perspective of what motivation actually is when it comes to this process, right? And I used to use words and phrases like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, or I can't go to the gym for you. I can't track your food for you. And while all those things, there is a truth to that factor. I literally am not coming to your house to pick you up, to put you in your clothes, to get your ass into the fucking gym. I'm not doing it. Okay. But that being said, there are other things, okay, that I can do to help get you to that place. There are questions that I can ask. There are things that we can do. And that is my actual job as a coach, is to coach you through that moment where you aren't motivated to go through the gym, where you aren't motivated to track your food, where you aren't motivated to, do whatever it is that you need to do, the mindset work, the slowing down part, like all those things. There is that piece for you. That is my job, which is why I'm not looking for you to be like 1,000% motivated. I'm not looking for motivated clients, because then what's the fucking point of my job? If you're fucking motivated, I don't need to be here. You're going to go to the gym. You're going to go track your fucking food. You're not actually my client then, because you know what you're going to do. You already have this whole plan, and you don't need a coach there for the accountability element. Okay. And that's not to say that I can't coach motivated people. Do not get this twisted either, right? There is truth to that, where even if we are quote unquote motivated, that we still need this level of accountability. It's like, okay, I'm great today, but what happens when life starts lifing at me, right? So I'm going to read the definition just off of Google of what motivation is, okay? Motivation is an internal state that propels individuals to engage in goal-directed behavior. It is often understood as a force that explains why people or animals innate, continue, or determinate a certain behavior at a particular time. It is a complex phenomenon, and its precise definition is disputed. So there we go. Okay. Here's another one. Motivation is a desire to act in a service of a goal. Let's see what else. Trying to see more definitions. The individual psychological level. Such analysis attempt to understand why people act in a particular way and to seek to draw general conclusions from individual cases. Okay, so lots of things. So there's lots of basically the same thing. It's okay. So I just scrolled down that whole little front page there. And it's interesting too, because I'm going to talk a little bit about this continuum of control of motivation. And onto the side here on this, it says searches related motivation, 10 things that motivate people. I'm going to click on this. Here's the 10 most common things of motivation. This is just some psychologytoday.com. This is a April 24th of 2019. And this is what this says right here. Motivation is generally described as a force that drives us to pursue a goal or desired outcome. It is a starting point for all choices. In general, we are motivated to maximize pleasure and minimize pain. However, people are driven by more than just a carrot stick to pursue their goals. Okay, so here are some different things that people, and we're going to talk about this, but this is just on this random fucking Google Psychology Today. Okay, external incentives. Okay, so external. So your rewards are coming from outside. Okay, avoiding losses, hitting quote unquote rock bottom. You have intrinsic motivation. Keep that one in mind. We're going to talk about that. Your self-image, self-validation, curiosity, autonomy. So feeling like you're in control of life. Okay, your mood, other people. Keep that one in mind too. So after kind of talking about like what is motivation, okay, we have this continuum of control. And it's how we decide where we're at and what level of quote unquote motivation that we are seeking. Okay. And so we go from external to the internal. Okay. And there's different levels of this. So let's first talk about the very first thing they listed right here is external incentives. So external control is extrinsic, meaning outside. So you are working toward a goal because of external forces. So maybe you were forced to go do something. Maybe it's like a short-term reward. Like, okay, like if you've ever used something like, okay, I went and worked out, now I can go eat this donut. That's an extrinsic motivator. Okay. So then you have the next level down, which is introjected extrinsic. This means that you set a goal based on an internal reason, but by somebody else. So basically, you are trying to impress somebody. Maybe it's a boss. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's your siblings. Maybe it's your coworker. Maybe it's somebody on the school board. Maybe it's somebody at your work. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it's your best friend. Who knows who it could be? But this is called introjected extrinsic, meaning you set an internal goal based on somebody's external belief by somebody else. So somebody outside of you. Okay. The next one down is called identified extrinsic. Okay. This is identifying a goal behavior based on on others' personal values. So not based on your own value, but on what somebody else believes to be true. Like, oh, people who don't eat ultra-processed food eat clean. Oh my gosh, now I need to go eat clean because so-and-so said eating clean is good. Okay, that is based off of somebody else's value or belief, not on your own belief. HIIT training, F45 and Orange Theory are the best trainings ever. I need to go do those things because so-and-so said they are the best. That is a personal value of somebody else's that you're now taking on. Okay. Then you have integrated extrinsic. Okay. This is working toward a goal via behaviors that align with your own personal identity. So integrated, meaning you are working towards something that is from the outside, but it has to deal with your own identity. It aligns with your thoughts, your beliefs. Okay. So this could be something like you hear this podcast and you think to yourself, oh, I'm on this, I heard this thing on this podcast, right? But I actually align with what that person is saying on the podcast. So now I'm actually going to go do that thing. I don't actually align with the person that's telling me to eat clean. I'm just going to align with the person that's like, hey, let's fix your food relationship because there's some things that we got to work on. Otherwise, this weight loss thing is never going to work. Otherwise, that GLP-1's never going to fucking take. Otherwise, XY, like insert whatever. Your weight loss surgery is never going to stay. Okay. That is what we're talking about. Okay. And then you have the lowest of the internal control. So this is the very bottom. This is where that quote unquote motivation really comes from. And that's intrinsic. And this is where you set goals and participate in behaviors based on your own personal fulfilling factors. I choose to do this because it makes me feel great. I wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym because at the end of the day, this makes me feel amazing. I choose to eat a salad even though I don't have to because it's a choice that I made. I chose to eat pizza today because I can. Okay. These are all behaviors and implementation based off of your own personal factors, things that are going to fulfill you based off of your own self. Everything belongs back to you. It is your own, like your own base. Okay. And this is what we call, again, the continuum of control. And why this is important is because it really determines what level, quote unquote, of motivation that you're at as to how motivated you're going to be. Okay. Typically, those things that are higher on the list when we are working a goal because of something else. Oh, I went to the gym. Now I get to go eat this donut. Or even basing your goals and your behaviors based off of other person's beliefs. those fizzle out. This is why all the supplement stuff is bullshit. This is why none of it all fizzles out, because that is not an innate belief of your own. If you truly don't believe in it, it's not going to work for you. Okay. But this is also why getting to a point where you understand, why am I motivated to do this thing? What does make me motivated? Not on a very subconscious higher level, maybe not higher level, but like higher on that external control of continuum, but more closer to that internal control. What is actually driving you? What about this for you is driving yourself? Not everything else around you, right? Not all the extrinsic things, not all the external things. What internally is driving you? Your internal driver really truly may be to get off medication. If that is truly a driver for you, that is a personal fulfilling factor that should, quote unquote, motivate you if you truly desire that. And I think that's where a lot of this whole like motivation kind of gets a little wonky. And it's why I kind of talk a lot about it. Like I truly believe that motivation is bullshit, because at the end of the day, nobody's motivated. I was not motivated to go to the gym today. I even took a story of it and I was like, it's deload week, it's leg day. Like I do not want to do this. I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. But I did it anyway. Why is that? Because I have self-determined belief. Because everything that I am using, I'm not using the motivation to get me there. I am using my intrinsic goal and behaviors to get where I want to go, because that overrides this external thing that it might get me later. Okay. Hopefully that kind of made sense. And I'm just kind of going off some of these notes that I took about this. So part of this is our mindset around motivation, and our mindset around even having a growth mindset and a fixed mindset, and understanding the differences that lie here. Okay. And so when I talk about the things that like, it's my job to coach, I'm going to give you two very different but similar examples of my one-on-one clients that we're working through this week after I talk about this. Okay. But I want to, understand that we often say this phrase. There's so many of us that say this phrase. I know what to do. I just need to do it. I know what to do. I just need to do. Oh my gosh, look at her. Oh my God. I want to be like her so bad. Oh my gosh, why can't I be like her? Look at her. She's doing all these things. And we can point it out in other people. Okay. But it's my job to talk about and ask the questions to get my client to get to that place. Right? I know what to do. I just need to do it. Man, I wish I had her motivation. Gosh, she's so motivated. But is she? Is she motivated? Right? So then you go down this hole of questioning, right? Well, how do you think she got that motivation? Oh, why do you think you don't have it? Right? Can you think of a time that you were motivated to do something? Let's talk about that. What would need to happen to increase your motivation? Right? So when we can start pointing out other people's kind of behaviors that we're looking to do, let's start diving into, well, why are they doing those things? Right? I hear people all the time say, oh my gosh, I wish I could be like you. I wish I could get up at 5. You can be like me. The question is, how do you think I got here? What do you think I'm doing? Right? Why don't you think you can be like me? What is stopping you from that? When was there a time in your life that you were motivated for something, or that you had this innate self-control to go get it, to go after the thing? Was it college and you graduated? Was it some kind of certification, additional? Was it a promotion at work? Was it a relationship that you refused to give up on? Like, what were those driving factors? What was it that was so deep down inside of you that you could go get those things? Where have you used this self-control, this self-determined control before? Let's talk about that. And how can we start applying it to this, right? So it's really more, this is my job. This is what I do. This is how I coach. This is literally what I do. I'm not looking for you to be 100% committed and motivated and all these things. My job is to get you out of your stuck, out of your freeze. Man, I know I really need to do something with my health, but fuck, man, I'm really struggling. Hey, that's okay. You're not alone here. Everybody has this. Everybody's been here. It is okay to be stuck. It is okay to feel frustrated. It is okay not to be motivated. It's okay to do all these things. And I'm going to tell you the story I have of 2 clients. And they're both struggling with the same fucking thing, which is, ironic, but not ironic. Ironic because it is a thing that I don't struggle with, which is, it's kind of, it makes me flip into a coaching mode a little bit more because it's like, I don't have this issue at all, right? Movement is not an issue for me. I will move. I will go to the end of the earth to move. I go to Florida and I find a gym. I go to wherever, I find a gym. I go to Tennessee, I find a gym. I go to Arizona, find a gym. I don't care. Okay. It doesn't matter. And then, right, my issue will always be food. That has always been my biggest hang up. It's always been my hard piece in life. And it probably always will be. Movement has always come easier. I was always active, being a swimmer, being a softball player. I did volleyball, in junior high and stuff like that. But I was constantly moving. So movement for me was so much more easy than the food piece. And the food piece will always be harder for me. Now, I have 2 clients where, for whatever their reason is, and I don't, necessarily their business, right? I'm not going to share all their business. Okay. For them, their story, their life, the movement piece in this moment of their life is not easy. It is not easy for them. Okay. And for both of them, it has been some time, 4 months, 4 or 5 months, where it's like, man, I just cannot get to the gym. I just cannot get motivated to go downstairs and work out. I cannot get motivated to go to the gym and all this thing, right? It is my job as a coach to help them get to the other piece of that, right? It is not my job as a coach to be like, well, you have to go to the gym. And it's actually interesting because I literally asked one of my clients this last week. No joke, right? We had this whole conversation in her check-in, and I literally posed this question because that's my job, is to ask questions. She was a big 75 hard person, 2 workouts a day, all this stuff, right? Because it was part of the program and that's what she had to follow, right? My job is to not just tell my client what to do. It's not my job. Okay. And I asked her, if I just told you that you are required to go to the gym, you have to get to the gym. This is part of my program. If you don't do my program, you fail and you have to go to the gym. Would you go to the gym? Would that be a driver for you to go to the gym? And she said, yeah, if you just told me to do it, I would. I was like, okay, this is where the coaching piece and the problem comes in. In that current moment, she is literally at the very top of this continuum at extrinsic, working towards a goal because of external force. She's solely working towards a goal because I told her, you have to do. Not because it is a internal control or she is self-determined to get there. She's doing it because I told her to go do it. So then I posed a question after she said, yes, I would do that. I would go to the gym. I said, okay, what happens when I don't tell you to go anymore? What happens when you quote unquote graduate, which is we're not anywhere close to that, but what happens then? And she said, the same thing that happened probably with 75 hard, which is, I don't know, I probably wouldn't go. Right. So I have to get her to a place where she gets to self-determination, where she can go to the gym because it is personal fulfillment for her own self. not because she's being told to go there. She only went to the gym or did 2 workouts a day because it was part of the program. And if you don't fucking do that shit on 75 hard, you fail. You out. You done. You gone. You get the big old, I had it. I had the app where it went, goof, and it literally made that sound, goof, and it failed. I get it. Maybe for some hardcore people, that is your jam. It ain't my jam. It ain't my jam. I do love my movement, but I also love autonomy to pick and choose when and how and where I do what I got to do, because my life ebbs and flows. It is not very strict. And that doesn't mean that I'm not disciplined. It doesn't mean I don't have motivation. It just means that I like my life to be able to ebb and flow. So that is where we have to get her. We are way at the top. We are at the very first level. We have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to go 4 levels down. She's at level 5. We got to get her to level 1, which is a self-determining reason. Get there because it is fulfillment for yourself. And it's something you know you need to do because you are choosing to do it, not because you're being told, or I think that you should, or somebody else said that you should go to the gym, because that's what, people who are overweight need to do, or whatever the case is. That is the purpose. Okay. Now, this other client that she's having a difficult time with movement, she's been fit before in her life as well. And for her, it's a little bit more mental. For her, it's a little bit more scared because, every time, the puzzle pieces, like not all the puzzle pieces are fitting together exactly how she envisions or exactly how they should, quote unquote. Like, it's like, okay, my relationships are great and, my job is going well and all these other, and my food is on track and my water's so great. But man, I just can't seem to get this part of my life together. Right? I just can't seem to do it. And then it's getting into and digging through, like, why is that such a big deal? Why is that important to her? Why does she think that this is? You guys, this is coaching. This is fucking coaching. All within my scope of practice. This is what I help you do. This is because I'm going to tell you, I don't give a shit how many macro cents and how much training you get. If you don't get to the root of the problems, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. And I'm not asking you to come on this journey with me and walk with me completely motivated. That is not your job. It is my job to help you find that in yourself. That is literally my job as a coach. Do I want you to be committed to the process? Yes. Do I want you to trust me? Yes. Do you have personal responsibility at the end of the day? 1,000%. But it is my job to help you get to that place of being responsible for your actions without making it mean something, without falling off the wagon or the horse or the cart or the whatever, without spiraling out of control, without constantly starting over every fucking Monday. That is my job. It's how do we keep going a level further, a level deeper? Everybody talks about how this is a weight loss this and weight loss that and weight loss this and weight loss that. Great. Weight loss is great. And I will say, never used to be. I mean, when I first started coaching, that's what I was. I was a weight loss coach. But the weight loss is a side effect, you guys. The weight loss is a side effect of getting your own self-control. The weight loss is a side effect of honing in on why you are worthy and deserve these things. The weight loss is a side effect of prioritizing yourself and understanding that it's not a selfish thing to do. And there is a way to prioritize yourself and still execute on everything else in your life. Everything perfectly? Nope. Not even going to pretend. The weight loss is a side effect. It is not the actual root problem. And in fact, the root problem, the weight loss or the weight gain was a side effect. The weight gain was a side effect of keeping you safe. The weight gain was a side effect of coping. The weight gain was a side effect. Just like the weight loss is a side effect. And now if I say side effect one more time, I might punch myself in the face. This is coaching. This is what I do. This is why I continually invest in myself. This is why I don't want motivated clients. This is why I keep going. This is why I refuse to quit. I refuse to quit this because this is what you're not getting. This is the piece that you're not receiving. This is the piece. Too many women are missing this. Too many of you are not getting this. And that is why you stay stuck. It is why you stay in a cycle. It is why you will continue to do so until you get this piece. Until you start learning this. Until you actually get a coach that coaches and not just gives you some fucking, here's your macros, here's your this, here's your macros, here's your training program. Why didn't you drink your water today? It's the truth. It's harsh. It's so harsh, but it is so fucking on. And I am so glad that as a coach, I continue to look for other ways to be a better coach. I continue to look for other ways to help my clients the way people are not doing it. And within their own scope of practice. I'm sorry, but if you're a mindset coach and you don't have a fucking mindset certification, you are not within scope of practice by law, like legally. I don't care if you've been coached by somebody who claims to be a mindset coach. You are not by law, legally, in the scope of practice. And there are certain things that I can't do as a coach because it's not my scope of practice. And that's part of being a coach too, is knowing where is your line? Where do you draw that line? Because there is a line. There is a line. So, I can breathe again. But if this is like, okay, this is making sense. Now I kind of understand what coaching is. Now I sort of get it. Now it's making some sense to me. I thought you were just going to throw me some macros and be like, here, on your way. One of the ladies that's in, she's new in group coaching. She literally, one of the messages that she sent me was the fact that like she needs space to make mistakes and for life to be a little flexible because she has small children. Yeah, I get that. So it's like, how can we work on that together? Like, how is that piece going to look with you and them and all these things? She's like, I just need some patience and grace. Yeah, you probably do. You probably do need patience and grace. That's the truth. It is the truth. So that is my 2 cents. This is why I don't want motivated clients. I'm looking for clients who are committed, who are ready to work, who are feeling stuck, who have tried everything, who don't give a fuck about the scale. This is who this program is for. This is who this program is for. Fat Loss Basics Group Coaching, we start on the 21st. Again, if you hop in, you can hop in through Sunday. If you hop in, this is what we're doing. These are the things that we're going to be working through. If you're not interested in macros, awesome. Cool. This is still a place for you. If you don't give a shit right now about getting to the gym, awesome. This is the place for you. Because the work that we do here is so much bigger than the scale. I hope you guys have an amazing hump day. Every day is a great day for a hump. And I will catch you on the next episode. Thanks so much for listening today. If you laughed, learned, or just felt a vibe, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your support keeps this ass train chugging along. If you're ready to embrace the basics with a twist, follow me on social media. Links are in the show notes, and let's see the ways we can work together. All right, basics bitches, you're not just listeners, you're part of the revolution. Remember, skinny's out, basics are in, and you're looking damn good doing it. So until next time, stay basic.